Welcome to the Tangent Podcast. Great to have you aboard today, folks. During this video, of course, we're going to be talking about Gary Busey, legendary Hollywood icon, Academy Award nominated actor, pleading guilty in a court right in Jonesy and Al's backyard somewhere in New Jersey. Not their backyard, but maybe down the block and around the way a little bit, pleading guilty. And it was something to see. We're going to show you exactly what happened inside of the courtroom, because a lot of people are talking about it. And it, on the one hand, is it sad? Is it justice? I think we have a lot to talk about today in this one, because he was accused of, he basically went to a meet and greet and it turned into a meet and grope.
Ooh.
So I'm Vinny Politan. I am the lead anchor of Court TV. I have two shows on the network every night from 8 to 9. Closing Arguments with Vinny Politan. Then 9 to 10, Vinny Politan Investigates. Live true crime every night. That's me. With me, Al Wunsch III.
Hola, Tangenistas. And Vin, it's not in my backyard. In my backyard is like an area where I could ride my bike to. I can't ride my bike to Cherry Hill.
That's true. It's the home of the Rabbi Fred Newlander back in the day. And also with us, the radio legend, Jonesy.
Good day.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. It's Friday. It's the Tangent Podcast.
Vinny and the Tangent, true crime podcast. Vinny has the blue eyes, Al cracks the jokes. Jonesy stays behind his shades, entertaining all the folks. It's Vinny and the Tangent, true crime podcast. Load up all your comments, hit those super chats. Let's go smash that like button, so we can all have a blast. Vinny, Al, and Jonesy on the job. They're the Sugar Hill gang of true crime. They're telling stories of days gone by. They take crime and turn into a good old time. It's Vinny and the Tangent, true crime podcast.
All right, welcome, folks. Great to have you aboard. Today we're talking about Gary Busey. There we got him. All right, there we go. Gary Busey. And that in my mind, when I think of Gary Busey, this is sort of the image that comes to my mind, right?
Right.
What age is he, you think, in this picture?
It's got to be in his probably 40s.
He looks, I was going to say it's a very flattering photos, 36 to 46.
Really? Yeah, I'm looking at the crow's feet. I'm thinking about 50.
Maybe
Hollywood 50, right? Hollywood
right.
50. You have a photo shoot, you're going to look really good. But here's the backstory on what happened. He was at the Monster Mania convention.
Yes.
At the DoubleTree down in Cherry Hill. If you stay overnight, you get a warm cookie when you check in.
Ooh.
Did you know that? At the DoubleTree, you stay at a DoubleTree, you check in, they give you warm chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, I was completely aware of that.
I have received warm cookies while checking in, but I didn't recall what hotel. Glad to know that.
It's the DoubleTree. When I was covering Scott Peterson, the preliminary hearing in Modesto, just about everyone stayed at the DoubleTree, and we all got chocolate chip cookies.
I love the places that leave a chocolate on your pillow.
Well, that's when they have the turn down service.
Right.
Yeah, the DoubleTree does not have turn down service. As a matter of fact, if someone comes and knocking at your door after dark, you might want to just keep it locked.
I stayed at a chain hotel once that actually had a warning sign by the locks inside that told us like that it's a dangerous neighborhood and do not answer the door. Essentially, I mean, it essentially said don't answer the door.
Yeah.
And was this an hourly rate place?
It was a chain. I forget the name of it, but it was one of those Econo Lodge type places. And a friend of mine was staying in the same chain the same night. So I I texted them, and they had no sign. So it was definitely the area that I was in.
Was the name the Bates Motel?
I wish.
What's interesting? It's nice that they're honest, right? That they let you know.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. It was right off of Route 9, down by Trenton.
Down by the river. All right. So the story goes something like this. I can keep straightening out my camera. He's at the Monster Mania convention, and part of what you do at the conventions now, yes, you can still sign autographs and things, but most people, they want to take a picture with you. You take a selfie, and I don't know if he was charging for him or not. He may have been. Or
he was definitely charging for him.
He was definitely charging for him?
They all charge.
What would you pay for a picture with Gary Busey?
Well, as you know, I have a picture with Gary Busey. It didn't cost me anything. So, I don't know. But I mean, depending on the level of the star, that's the level that you would be paying on the photograph. And like what ends up happening is that they set their own rates.
Right.
So the program, the convention, which is interesting, the convention does not charge them to be there. Okay. So they don't have
get paid to be there. Like, is he a headliner? So he's paid.
He doesn't get paid. Whatever he takes, he keeps. He doesn't have to give any vig back to the convention, and he can set his own prices. So, but they are just happy to get that, you there. And then what they end up doing is, they sell tickets to get in, and that's where they make their money. And also from the people who are like hawking goods, they have, right. Different people there that are selling memorabilia and things along those lines. They get charged. These so-called stars don't, but generally, you're getting people who may have been a big star in 1940, but haven't worked since the films became talkies.
They don't even pay for air flight and hotel and stuff like that.
No, they do, depending on it depends on the extent of the star. They have hotels and things like that. They take care of all of that because the names are the ones that drag people to these events, and they usually try to have themes. So like they'll have a theme of like the movie Goonies. So they will try to get the entire cast of the movie Goonies, and they get them there, and people who are big fans of that movie are going nuts, to talk to the different people and get the pictures with and get autographs. And the autographs are charged, and depending on what you're signing, it could be a higher charge. And then of course the photographs are done, and they're charged for that also.
And you said stars from the 40s. Yeah. Now, I'm doing some math in my head. Like, to be a star, you're probably at least 20 years old, right?
I'm being didactic and facetious, but what I'm trying to say is that, but they, the stars you're getting, you're not going to get, like Johnny Depp is not coming to one of these. Okay.
How about Heather Locklear?
Heather Locklear would be there in the front table. Okay, she would be one of the people that would definitely be there.
William Shatner.
Absolutely. Shatner comes all the time because he's a helpless whore when it comes to getting money.
He's one of my favorite entertainers.
He comes to all of those things. He's probably one of the most expensive to get a picture with and expensive to get to sign things. And he's very peculiar as to what he will sign and what.
So yeah, but he has a right to be peculiar and difficult because the Star Trek fans are maniacs. I interviewed him once and went to a photo session after a performance that he did, and there were guys that it would tell you what you couldn't have signed, and there was a guy looking like a geek hovering in the back of the room, carrying like 35 like Shatner things that he hoped to get signed, which wasn't going to happen. But the guy was purposely going last, and you could just tell he had that glit in his eye that he was going to be trouble. So a guy like Shatner, I think gets hassled a lot. Kind of has a right to be a bit of a jerk,
Well, I will say this. I thought that one of the funniest sketches I had ever seen on Saturday Night Live was when they had William Shatner as the guest host, and he shows up at a Star Trek convention And these people are asking him questions about, so what were you really thinking in The Trouble with Tribbles when the situation came that the chute opened up, and he just looks at it, he just goes, you people need to get a life. Star Trek was in 1960s. It's gone. It's over. It was a TV show. What are you doing here? And then you see all these people like wearing Spock ears and dressed in the outfits and stuff, just get all very depressed as he's just screaming at them, just saying like, you need to get a life, people. Very, very funny. Watch it on YouTube. Just don't do it now, but after the show, you can go and watch that.
I know people who go to a lot of these things and they enjoy meeting the folks and they're nice and you have conversation, you realize they're real people. And I mean, the three of us are extremely nostalgic too, right?
Yes.
Extremely nostalgic. So for people that go to these things, it's fun. It's a part of your a different part of your life, but it's something that, wow, I get to meet like that person. So to me, that's pretty awesome. So let me finish the story here. So he's at the convention and all right, there we go. He's at the convention. I lost myself. And he's taking photos with women. And apparently it's a meet and grope in his eyes as he is groping the buttocks of many of the women that I think 3 of the women or 4 of the women. He's going towards their chest. I can't even tell you what he said, but he's like going right up to a woman, and talking about her bosoms. It's insanity. But he's 80. He's like 80 years old now, 81 years old. And as we're going to see as we play for you his guilty plea hearing, it seems like, he's not completely there. And maybe whatever filter that we all have and that we use, does it disappear when you get older?
Well, no,
I think for some people it does.
No, but wait a minute. You also got to remember he had a very bad motorcycle accident where he sustained, a form of brain damage.
How long ago?
Oh, it was like almost after the Buddy Holly story. I mean, when he was like riding high at that point, I mean, obviously he got an Oscar nomination. I mean, quite candidly, he did all his own songs. He did everything else on that. And he was involved in a motorcycle accident where he sustained a very serious head injury. And he was never the same after that. And then that's when he became sort of this, like weird guy, kind of like leering and like making stupid comments and things along those lines. So like that aspect of it, wasn't played out here. And when in his, when he was being, spoken to, like nobody talked about that. And I don't understand how they didn't bring that up, because he certainly has some issues with regards to his cognitive skills and abilities.
Yeah,
sure.
He's also exploited a lot as a result of that, I feel.
Well, people took advantage of him.
Yeah, I could give you an example of that. There was a movie that came out. Nobody saw it. The director put Leon...
Turkey Boys 3?
I forget the name, to be honest. But the director put Leon Spinks, Fred Berry, is that his name? Rerun?
Yeah, Rerun. Fred Berry, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Busey and Uncle Floyd had a small role. And to promote the movie, the director set me up with an interview with Leon Spinks. Gary Busey, Leon Spinks, they both had a little thing going on up here, right? Leon Spinks couldn't speak at all. And he muttered and he couldn't answer questions and you couldn't understand him. And
he was a boxer, Leon Spinks. He was a boxer.
Yeah, who actually beat Muhammad Ali for the title. And the director was clearly exploiting these people. He got me to do the interview based on the star power of Leon Spinks, who was in a similar situation as Gary Busey, and booked him to talk on the radio. And the man couldn't talk. And then at the last minute tried to tell me, look, I got to be on with him. I recorded the interview.
Oh, so he gets himself on then.
Yeah, and I'm actually proud to say that I recorded the interview. I thanked him very much. I never aired it. I felt as though like I could air it and everybody could have a laugh. and I've got Leon Spinks and isn't this funny? The poor man's lost his mind.
Right.
But I don't want to do that to him. And that director who put him in there also put Gary Busey in there for a reason, right?
The Gary Busey accident was 1988, serious motorcycle accident where he was not wearing a helmet, hit his head on the pavement, split his skull, requiring brain surgery for a subdural hematoma. The accident caused permanent brain damage and nearly took his life.
Wow. Okay, so that explains it. By the way, Debbie Demoriak. Hey, Vinnie Allen Jonesy. Thank you so much, Deborah. We also have.
Hey.
Hey.
We also have Cheryl Sabin Hobbs sending some stars over on Facebook. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you.
And Court TV, we are simulcasting on Court TV, and Court TV posting hot buttered sausage. Do you remember when this was a thing? There was a video of Gary Busey for some reason saying hot buttered sausage. And I don't know the text. I remember seeing it, and then it sort of became a meme of sorts. But I guess it's all part of what he was going through. By the way, but as we said, he's at this meet and greet, turning into a meet and grope. He's pleading guilty. Let me put on part of the hearing. I'll skip around in different parts of it, but let's take a listen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's a term of probation, fines, no contact with, what are the initials for that person in count one?
Your Honor, the victim, hold on one second, Judge. The anticipated conditions are really that the defendant have no contact with any of the victims.
If any of the names.
Correct, Your Honor. Any of the named victims in the indictment. If Your Honor wants, I can put the initials on the record.
Can you do that, please?
Sure.
I think that would be better.
Yes, Judge. Count one.
Now, one thing you're going to notice throughout this hearing, and this is like Zoom court, right? So he's at home. There's someone obviously to his right,
which is ridiculous. I mean, there's a couple of things on this. Well, first of all, I think we need to let everyone know that this was supposed to be like a pretrial conference. So there was supposed to be a pretrial conference that all of a sudden turned into a guilty plea after there had been the motion to, I guess, dismiss had been thrown out, and it looks like it was kind of like haphazardly put together because the judge is looking for didn't have the indictment in front of her, didn't have any of all this kind of stuff that would ordinarily be, standard operating.
Right. I think they struck a deal at lunch. Like the hearing was in the morning, then they had the lunch break. I think the attorneys worked everything out, and then Busey comes back for this.
But what I wanted to mention with regards to the person in the room, my understanding is that the protocols require that he cannot have anyone in the room with him, okay, other than his attorney, which wasn't going to be the case because his attorney was in New Jersey and he's in California. But they're not supposed to be anyone in there other than the defendant. And the defendant is supposed to be in there in a room and is supposed to be, able to function without having noise around them and everything else. There clearly is someone giving him signals and telling him what to do. And the judge should have stopped this immediately at that point. But that doesn't.
It turns into kind of like, line, please.
Right. I actually was in a Zoom court thing recently. I was there as a witness, and they never called me. They made a deal. But I got to watch the whole proceeding, and I stayed on the line even afterwards out of curiosity. And there were people that actually, like, the husband would grab the phone and start making excuses. It was traffic court, it was like simple
chaos,
stuff. And would be chastised. But it was kind of like mayhem, and nobody told me anything. They just gave me like the Zoom number, so I don't know how much they tell these people. In this case, it's a bit, it's a bigger charge and everything. I would assume somebody spoke to his representatives beforehand and told them that.
Yeah.
But people do all kinds of stuff. There was video recently of a woman making a peanut butter sandwich for her kids while she was in Zoom court, and the judge was chastising her, telling her to stop.
Yeah.
But she was just like, I got to feed the kids. And she kept making the peanut butter sandwich.
I've seen people attend Zoom court while driving in their car.
Yeah.
Which is a crime.
I've seen people attend Zoom court while in bed. Okay, I've seen them like it is. I saw one that was on a toilet. Okay, so
Oh.
like, and the only
That's
reason
a
why I knew that
statement.
was because you heard the flush.
That's
Okay,
great.
so like I mean, people, and the judges go absolutely berserk when they see that. But that's another story.
Count 2 is JE. Count 3 is MH.
He's still
Count
got the
4
hair
is
though.
B,
The hair is
B.
still good.
When the
And
hair
count
look,
5
there's certain
victims'
scenes in this
initials
where
are
his hair is like,
NS.
all, like I don't know
The
what it
defendant
is.
would agree to have no
Like,
contact with any of those named victims as part of the plea agreement.
Okay. Counsel, those terms as stated, Mr. Zwillman, is that correct?
Judge, we agree to the no contact, but I disagree with most respectfully for identifying the individuals in counts 2 through 5 as victims, since those cases are being dismissed. But it's just a technical matter. I don't think they remain victims if they're being dismissed.
Well, that's not unusual when there's resolutions and there's more than one named in an indictment. That's not unusual that the state is asking for the terms to be conditions, and I can't control the conditions, that there's no contact with anyone named in any counts. So what do you want to do with it?
We agree to that, Judge. I just don't want the record to reveal that he's pled guilty to anything other than count 1.
It's not going to, why would it do that? Why would it?
Well,
It wouldn't.
because the term victim is still being used for counts 2 through 5. No, not a problem, Judge.
Now, Mr. Busey, we're in a courtroom. Although
She keeps calling him Busey. She doesn't know it's Gary Busey.
Everyone was calling him Busey. His own lawyer's calling him Busey, and I'm sitting there going like it's Busey. I've never
It's
heard
Busey.
otherwise.
His name is Gary Busey.
Yeah.
He's a star. He's a celebrity. He was nominated in 1978 for an Academy Award for Buddy Holly. Like, how do we not know his name?
Yeah. No.
Are we that old?
Well, I got to tell you that even on court TV, the commentators as well as the the stars were all pronouncing it the Bussy. Which I'm like,
what do they call him? Busey? They're calling Busey.
Busey.
Busey. What is that? It's Gary Busey.
When
Gary Busey forever.
when the Iran hostage situation happened, speaking of ancient, that's how Nightline was born. Every night they would do night 37 of the hostages,
Right.
and the anchors would call it Iran. Some would call it Iran, and others would call it Iran. Like there were 3 different pronunciations of Iran back then.
And it was a pronunciation by the flock of seagulls.
Yes. Yes.
And so far, which I will be at the concert tomorrow, folks, at
There
the
you
Pier
go.
17, for the Lost 80s tour.
They're really great. It takes a little getting used to when they first come out because their look changed immediately afterwards to more of like a black, Judas Priest metal kind of look. But they're
Fairfield
fantastic.
University.
And now they're
Fairfield
80 years
University.
old.
Fairfield University. I booked them first American show.
Oh wow!
There
Going
you
back
go.
to 1982.
Cool.
Oh, we are Zoom. You can't eat or drink in my courtroom, although we are on Zoom. You're before a judge. And when you're before a judge, you act accordingly. No eating and no drinking in my presence. You
I'll
understand?
drink to
sir?
that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Now, Mr. Zwillman, those terms are stated by the prosecutor. It sounds like you are
I feel like we're
reserving
in
your right
court.
to make what's called the Warren argument regarding the probationary agreement that's going to be entered. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, the other terms as stated by the prosecutor, are they correct regarding this colloquy, this guilty plea?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Busey, please state your name and raise your right hand for me.
State your name. State your name.
State your name, sir.
My name is William Gary Busey, Busey.
Okay. Do you, sir, swear or affirm any testimony you give the court shall be the truth?
What? I'm sorry?
Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you give the court shall be the truth.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I confirm that.
Okay. Now, it is my understanding you wish to plead guilty to a fourth-degree sexual contact, criminal sexual contact. Is that correct?
Am I pleading guilty?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I am?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not how it works. Listen to me, Mr. Busey.
Huh?
You
Did
see,
you talk to your attorney about how you want to handle your case today?
Yes.
But I don't want you to say yes, and I don't want anyone to tell you what to say. You need to say it on your own, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now do you wear some type of hearing assistance,
Yes.
Mr. Busey? Okay, do you have it on now? Okay, do you have it up loud enough so you can hear? Are you
I
able
have
to?
it up as loud as it'll go.
Okay. Now, this is my question. Do you wish to plead guilty to a criminal sexual contact today?
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if there's something else that we could do that allow Mr. Busey to hear a little bit.
Let me just ask you: does anyone recognize what is on his jacket? This logo?
No.
Does
I
anyone
didn't-
recognize that? Anyone in the chat recognize what's on his lapel there? I can't.
we
tell
need the poo on a tricycle. Seriously, look close.
No, is it really?
Looks like that to me. But then again, the clouds sometimes look like things.
Better.
But
Are you having a hard time hearing altogether, Mr. Busey? Are you hearing me
Yes,
some?
Yes, I have hearing aids and they are working, but they only go so high.
I understand. And are you still having some trouble hearing me,
No.
even with your hearing aid on?
No, I don't. I hear you fine.
Okay. So my question is again is, do you wish to plead guilty to a fourth-degree charge of criminal sexual contact? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, before you decided to plead guilty to that charge, did you review that charge with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to read the police reports with your attorney?
Yes.
Has your attorney answered all questions that you've had?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the advice he has given you?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to meet with your attorney?
Yes.
Now, this is my understanding of the plea agreement. It is my understanding you will be pleading guilty to count 1 of the indictment. Count 1 charges you with fourth-degree criminal sexual contact. On your sentence date, the state is recommending I sentence you to a term of probation. Could you hear all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do
Yes,
you
Judge.
understand? Okay, you understand?
Yeah.
Look at that. Still got the Hollywood smile. There it is.
that's because he lost all his teeth in the motorcycle accident.
Look at that.
Okay, now probation will be anywhere between 1 to 5 years. The length of probation and condition of probation will be set by me in my discretion. Do you?
Let me ask you this, Al. This is a serious question, legal question. An 81-year-old man being put on 5 years of probation, what would that generally entail? Like,
Well,
does he have to submit to a drug test, and can he give his sample in the middle of the night, like 4 times?
that in a situation like this, is a fourth-degree crime. So I'm assuming that the probation is going to be more or less phone calls or even Zoom meetings, more so than it's going to be anything else. And as long as he doesn't get arrested again, which this happened, I think, in
Should he be banned from these
2022.
conventions?
He'll be banned from them. This will knock him out of his ability to go to any of those conventions. I mean,
So he'll be banned by the promoters, you mean?
well, the program is what's going to end up happening is that if they end up going into a situation where he's there, you're going to get protesters, you're going to get people.
Oh,
giving them a hard time. So he's not going to be able to go.
And then there's going to be some civil liability because going in by booking Gary Busey that he's very handsy.
Yeah, and that it's something that when this happened, the allegations were enough to have him banned from doing any other shows. Because there's another show that he had done some time with up in northern New Jersey called Chiller, and he was banned from those since 2022 when this happened.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Your fines would be $50 BCCB, $75 safe neighborhood, $33 court costs. You can have no contact with anybody named in those police reports. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, your attorney is going to make an argument to ask the court to give you fines only. That's an argument that's an argument that he has a right to make, and it'll be my decision if I grant that argument. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do. Thank you.
Now, all of the other counts in that indictment, it was 5 counts you were charged with in that complaint. It's 5 counts. You're pleading guilty to the 1 count, and all the rest are being dismissed. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Okay, now by pleading guilty to that charge, you have to tell me the facts to make you guilty of that
Here we
charge.
go.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Also, by pleading guilty, you waive certain rights, which includes the following. By pleading guilty, you waive the presumption of innocence and a right to a jury trial. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Also, by
Jury
pleading
trial for this?
guilty,
What
you
degree?
waive the right to have the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Also, by pleading guilty, you waive the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge. Sorry.
That's okay. It's fine, sir. Also, by pleading guilty, you waive your right to present any witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you also waive your right to present a defense. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing all of that, do you want to continue with your plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you fully satisfied with the legal advice and services of your attorney?
Yes. Yes, very
Are-
much.
I'd love to see a defendant one time say, could have been a little better. It was okay.
I never got what I paid for. I'll tell you that, Your Honor.
He's no Effley Bailey, but he was good. He was all right. I mean, I
understand they call him Effley Fail Me. That's what happened. He failed me. That's why I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Are you pleading guilty voluntarily on your own free will?
Yes, voluntarily.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am. No, Judge. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. And all of these questions are being asked to make sure the record protects you, Mr. Busey. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Now, are you, sir, under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or any medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening today?
Watch these.
No, ma'am. Not at all.
Did you see in that moment his lawyer was like getting like, all right, let's see how this goes.
Do you take any type of prescription medication?
No.
Are you satisfied with the investigation your attorney has conducted on your behalf?
Yes, yes, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. And are you pleading guilty today because you're guilty of a 4th-degree criminal sexual contact charge? Is that why you're pleading guilty? Are you guilty
Yes,
of
ma'am.
it?
Yes, yes. Affirmative.
Now, did your attorney review with you a 6-page plea form in this matter?
Yes.
Did he read each question to you on all 6 pages?
And one thing for viewers, because we often don't go through guilty pleas, right? It's rare. You can see how this takes time. I mean, it's a detailed process because they have to create a record that it's a voluntary and knowing guilty plea, that he's got the representation, because the last thing any judge wants is a guilty plea coming back because you didn't cover all the bases. So
That's exactly correct.
there's written documentation that he's signing off on. He's got to speak about this. And this reminds me of my days, because a lot of the time as a prosecutor in New Jersey, we were doing guilty pleas. 90% of the cases were guilty pleas.
Well, this is they give you the 6-page plea form, and depending on the case, there could be more forms to it. And it's a checklist that you have to go over with your attorney that will tell you specifically what you're pleading guilty to, specifically what the charges that will be dismissed, specifically what is going to be the sentence that they're going to be looking for. And then you have to answer, are you doing this voluntarily? You're not being forced, you're not being coerced, and everything else. You initial every page, and then the last page you have to sign it, and your attorney has to sign it. And they will go through that ordinarily almost through each question, just to make sure that those answers were correct, accurate, and that you're standing by them. So that if you come back and say, I didn't understand what I pled guilty to, they can say, well, wait a minute, you were here on this day and we went through this and you said you did. So
that's why it's often difficult to get a guilty plea overturned, because they do it. It's excruciating at times, especially as a prosecutor, because you just sit there and watch for most of it.
But you know what the scary part about this is? This case could possibly be the exception, because having that other person in the room who is giving him answers and everything along those lines, which should have been a flag going up to the judge saying, wait a minute, he's being coached, okay? That could be enough to overturn this possibly down the line. If it turns out that they give him 5 years probation, he has to do community service or something, I could make a legitimate argument that these were not his answers. He was being coached, and use this video, and it would be an absolute slam dunk. I think it would be hard pressed under those circumstances not to allow him to retract the plea.
This is pure speculation on my part, but when the judge chastised him for being coached, he focused more in front of him and he started answering without looking over. And if he's truly in a situation like, where he has problems up here, where he does need somebody to tell him what to say, I kind of wondered if that person moved their position so that they're now standing in front of him. And then he continues to be coached. Because if he didn't understand it in the beginning, why is he understanding it so well now?
Well, you also kind of hear, I think it's a female's voice. I mean, you hear someone, that
you'll see it coming up here.
Oh, okay.
What?
Did he read that plea form to you, all 6 pages?
No, I read it myself, but he sent it to me.
Okay, but did your attorney review it with you? Besides you reading it, did he review it with you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you provide him an answer to each of those questions on that plea form?
Yes.
If I was to take that same plea form and read each question to you, would all of your answers be the same that you gave your attorney?
Yes.
After your attorney reviewed that document with you, did you write your own initials at the bottom of all 6 pages?
Yes, ma'am, and I wrote my full name signature at the end of the 6th page.
Okay, thank you. And that was my next question. Did you sign it? And you did sign that document, correct?
That's worth something.
Now, are you currently on any type of probation or parole?
No, not at all.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am. For 81 years, I've been a citizen of the United States. Proud of it.
And can you read and understand the English language?
So far, yeah.
Okay. Tell me how far you went in school, sir. What is your education?
All the way through college. Senior year at Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
In reference to questions, do you have any questions for me, sir, right now?
No.
Okay. Let's do a factual basis, counsel.
All right. Now this is the important part. This is where he has to say what he did, and it's going to get really interesting here. But I just want to put this in the Idaho 4 case, the factual basis. Is the defendant just going to say yes to things that are said by the lawyer or the judge, or is he going to actually give his factual basis in his own words? I believe in a guilty plea, it should be the words of the defendant, his or herself.
It's not done that way. It's always going to be done with yes and no questions. Okay, because,
if
first
you
of
were in
all,
my courtroom, Al, if you were in my courtroom, I would make the defendant tell me every time what he or she did. And if they can't do it, we're going to trial and you're going to get the max.
oh, I'm sorry, I would be disqualified for being in your courtroom because of the fact that we have been on television together, we have a show together, we have this together. I would be disqualified. So I really wouldn't worry about what kind of.
No, we put up a Chinese wall.
You'd be shoveling
We
out
would put up
there.
the Chinese wall, and then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
We'll do what they did on the sitcoms. We'll paint a white line down the room, and you're not allowed to cross over.
Here we go. All right, let's listen to the factual basis now. This is the payoff.
What was that?
Your
Okay,
attorney's going to put
Mr.
your
Busey,
attorneys.
I'm going to
Hold
direct.
on for a moment, Mrs. Willman. Your attorney's going to ask you some questions for a factual basis for the charge you're pleading guilty to. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Mr. Busey, I'm going to direct your attention to the date of August 13th, 2022. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Were you in Cherry Hill, New Jersey on that date?
Yes. Affirmative. Yes.
And were you attending something that's been identified as a Monster Mania convention or function?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Was there a photo shoot set up where fans of William Gary Busey, could have a photograph taken with you?
Yes. Yes.
And during that session, you agree, do you not? You do agree that you inappropriately touched the buttocks of an adult female over her clothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand now, and you knew then, that that was not appropriate. It was wrong, correct?
Yes, very much so. Immediately.
Yes. And you want Judge Blue to accept your acknowledgement of this particular incident. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It is the truth.
I have nothing else, Judge.
Is this satisfactory to the state?
Just that we identified the female victim by the initials AD. Would it be fair to say that you later learned that victim had those initials?
Mr. Busey, the victim is identified with the initials of AD that you said you touched the buttocks of. Do you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Keith, I don't have the indictment in front of me. There's no gratification or anything. This is a touching, right?
Well,
Looking
Your
at the
Honor,
indictment.
I think that is under the statute part of the purpose of the touching. So if counsel could address that specifically, that would be
Right.
helpful as well.
Mrs. Willman, you need to fill. Mrs. Willman, you need to fill in the record more as to what his purpose was when he touched her buttocks. That's what I thought. I don't have the indictment in front of me, but there's something missing from the factual.
All right. I just wanted to indicate also, Judge, that the actual victim's name is in the indictment. We're not using that for this purpose today.
No, we used the initials. That's what we used, the
correct.
initials.
Mr. Busey, I just want to ask you that you understand that it's only a violation of the law that you could plead guilty to if you intended to gratify yourself by committing that act. I've told you that, correct?
Correct what?
By the touching of the buttocks was done for your gratification. Is
No, I was looking, my eyes were on the camera lens. I moved my hands up and grazed her buttocks without thinking and without looking.
That's not a factual basis. That's not a guilty plea.
What?
Mr. Busey, I've advised you, and we agreed earlier that in order to plead guilty, you have to truthfully acknowledge
I truthfully acknowledge
that you
that
did
happened.
this for your own gratification as opposed to any request by AD. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
So this was not an accidental touching. You purposely touched her. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, and you did it for your own self-gratification. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's not a very convincing guilty plea here.
It's a pissed off yes is what it is.
Yeah. Like, and this is an important part because it's an element of the crime.
It is the crime.
It is the crime, exactly.
Yeah, but the word gratification, takes on a little bit of a different meaning for me. I mean, he did it for his own pleasure, his own amusement. When you use the word gratification, I'm thinking more like, taking this thing a little further. But that's just my interpretation of the word that they're using.
Then it wouldn't be a fourth-degree crime anymore.
At that point, it's not a fourth degree. It'd be a second-degree aggravated sexual assault.
Well, I mean, if he were, for example, aroused by it.
I see what you're saying.
But that's part of it. The gratification is generally something along those lines.
Okay.
He is 81, so.
Well, he was 78 at the time.
Oh.
So.
There's a big difference.
But.
All right, we're gonna take a left-hand turn down that street.
Yes. So like begrudgingly getting those terms out is enough, but once again, there is so many things wrong with this plea that it could come back to bite anyone and everyone. I mean, the prosecutor didn't even ask for the element of the crime. Right? All I want to do is identify it as a BD or whatever the situation was. Didn't even mention about the gratification aspect of it. I mean, and the judge didn't have the indictment in front of her, so she wasn't sure what the situation was. I mean, so once there, it was ridiculous that came down that way. And then the way that they milked it from him is even more troubling. I mean, to me, he's looking to the side. You can see that there's someone talking to him, and he's just doing this to get this over with. Not so much because he's remorseful or he's, understands that he did this crime. So I got a problem with this.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. You go through all of that to make the record so clear, right? But then in the end, we're in a place where we're not talking about the element, like not admitting to what you actually did.
Well, right? He tells you what he did. I was taking a picture. I'm looking at the camera, and my arm went up, and I brushed her buttocks. That's exactly what he said, and that's exactly what his position is. And I think that there is I do think that if he went to trial, there could be some serious questions about that. I mean, the bottom line is that these pictures that are taken, generally they're not asking you to stand next to me. They want your arm around you, or they got their arm around him, and they want to make it look like it's a chummy photo, that they know him, that there's something more there. And
speaking of taking photos.
Buckle up, get ready, don't dare go, it's time for a major announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The Tangent True Crime Podcast will be on Creator Row at CrimeCon 2025 in Denver.
That's correct. We will be
there.
There
We go. So
our bags are packed and we're ready to go.
So you can take your chummy pictures with Jonesy.
I will be conducting a mope and grope session where I'll be moping until you ask me for a photograph, and I'll perk up a little bit, and we'll see where it goes from there.
And folks, just so you know, Jonesy has been known to pay people to take pictures with him. So it's kind of a nice thing. He generally brings exact change, and then this way here he can have the picture taken with you, and you make a couple of bucks. It's kind of nice.
I've got to say, when taking photographs with female listeners over the years, I've developed a standard line, because often you'll be chummy, as you say, and pressed up against each other, and that will cause some sort of pressing. And my standard line to the photographer, who is usually the husband or boyfriend, is take your time, take a couple. And, I play it up. And, I can't say that I'm not enjoying it, but
Mr. Jones, and at the time that photograph was taken, did you get any form of gratification?
Well, that's the thing.
Jonesy, practice. You're going to watch the script that's being done, because there'll be an arrest, and I can't represent you in Denver.
Why not?
I don't have a license there.
What does that matter? Didn't you ever see the movie?
We'll bring you in pro hoc vici. So
yeah, they're pro hoc vici. Right, exactly
so
right.
Jonesy has just given a better factual basis than Gary Busey did at his guilty plea.
Well, I got to tell you, like, when this happens and you press up, and it's just just happens. I don't do it on purpose. If anything, the other participant of the photograph does it. There is some degree of gratification in my head. I am like, hey.
You have never seen a photo shoot, okay, until you've seen Paul Stanley and
God,
Simmons take pictures with young ladies
right
at these types of shows. I mean, he's got his tongue out. He one's grabbing the breast. I mean, it is an assault, like, to no extent, like you could even get away with under these circumstances, and they lap it up and they love it. Okay, but in this situation, obviously, poor Gary doesn't have that same kind of sex appeal that would, enable him to get away with his brushing of the buttocks.
You can't touch people. You can't touch people in certain places. You just can't.
No,
you just can't.
Gene Simmons can.
Go on. Touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid?
So Gringa L, thank you so much. Hola Tangents. GTSY, what does that mean again?
I don't know.
I always forget what the GTSY is. Anyway, off topic for later. Washington versus Hassan Ali sentencing, max of 10 years in Washington for second-degree assault. Is that correct? I am not sure.
5 to 10 years is a second degree.
Yeah, but this is in Washington State. I'm not
it's
sure.
It's still the same thing. I can't imagine that it would be anything different than 5 to 10 on a second degree. I'm
trying to remember. It may have been a lesser second degree. I have to double check.
What was the domestic violence, right? That wasn't it?
The domestic violence one.
Okay, so that may be a lesser.
Yeah. So the understanding is, though, that he may be facing a lot less time. This was the so-called attempted honor killing case that we covered. Finally, a verdict came in last night. Tonight, watch my show tonight, because I'm going to be speaking with the attorney for the mother. Will join me live. And you're going to learn a lot more about what was going on in that family. So you get a much more complete picture. And we'll also talk about the sentencing, obviously.
And Vin, that history will teach us about
those civil rights and all the revolution fights. World War I and World War II, well, always knows who is who. It's this day in history. This day in history. History. Now let's listen to his story.
August 1st, we're going to do the Rev War history first. 1774, Britain imposes the Intolerable Acts to punish Massachusetts for the Boston Tea Party. Under that, they closed the port of Boston, which would until they were paid back for the tea that was destroyed. They replaced elected officials with appointed officials from Britain. They basically took the Quartering Act, which meant that whole private homes could be used to have the soldiers stay at, as well as abandoned buildings. And they went after them with regards to increasing the taxes. This basically led to the point where they said this enough is enough, and then Lexington and Concord was shortly thereafter. 1777, General Burgoyne's forces reached the Hudson River, coming down from Canada, and setting up for one of the greatest victories in American history, the Battle of Saratoga, of which one of the principal heroes for the side of the colonists is a guy by the name of Benjamin Franklin. Excuse me, on that side, a guy by the name of Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold's conduct, he was badly wounded in that, was unbelievable. And the sad part about it is that there's a monument to his memory at the Battle of Saratoga, which does not include his name since he left and became a traitor to the United States. In regular history, on this day in 1981, ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll. And then a spaceship went up and the Buggles played Video Killed the Radio Star.
MTV was born.
MTV was born on this day at 12:01 on August 1st. So the first song was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Does anyone know what the second song was?
I don't.
It was You Gotta Run. You Better Run by Pat Benatar.
Oh, Pat Benatar, yeah.
Yeah, Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar.
In true crime history, on this day in 1944, okay, Anne Frank makes the last entry in her diary, which is a very, very sad situation. She writes, "As I've told you many times, I'm split in two. One side contains my exuberant cheerfulness, my flippancy, my joy in life, and above all, my ability to appreciate the lighter side of things. By that I mean not finding anything wrong with flirtations, a kiss, an embrace, an off-color joke. This side of me usually lying in wait to ambush the other one, which is much purer, deeper, and finer. The happy-go-lucky Anne laughs, gives a flippant reply, shrugs her shoulders, and pretends she doesn't give a darn. The quiet Anne reacts in just the opposite way. If I am being completely honest, I have to admit that it does matter to me that I'm trying very hard to change myself, but that I am always up against a more powerful enemy." Those are the last words she wrote into her diary before she was taken to concentration camp in 1944, on which she passed away there due to disease. Also on this day in 1966, Charles Whitman red rums his mother and his wife, then takes an arsenal of weapons and goes to the observation deck of the tower at the University of Texas, which he red rums 14 people and injures 31 others. Whitman was a experienced marksman and a former Marine. And if you ever watched the movie Full Metal Jacket, they mentioned that he was able to pick off people from 500 yards.
Wow.
From the tower. Now, I will tell you this, having experienced going to Paris Island, the Marine Corps teaches you how to shoot, and you have to qualify at 500 yards.
Now, so, Paris Island is not in France, right?
No, Paris Island is in South Carolina. Okay, and it's
I thought it was in Texas.
What? Well, there's a Paris Island, but that's not Paris. Paris Island's got 2 R's. Okay, but so that happened, and then he was eventually shot to death by the police, who did an incredible job getting up there and breaking through, and that tower remained closed until 1999.
So, was it Kurt Russell who starred in the Deadly Tower? The movie about that?
I don't remember if it was Kurt Russell, but I mean, it was a a horrendous. I mean, obviously horrendous. 14 people red rummed, and then his mother and his wife also red rummed. 16 people, and one of the 31 that was badly injured ended up dying a few years later, and it was attributed to that incident.
Gotcha. True After Dark, GTSY, good to see you. And good to see you, True After Dark.
I thought it just meant gutsy, like we're just gutsy.
Yeah. Like and share, everyone. It's free, you know, says Mouthy Mama 7032. Please, on 3, everyone like and share. 1, 2, 3.
3.
By the way, we're on my Facebook channel, my Twitch, my X, my YouTube, and we're also live streaming, simulcasting on the Court TV YouTube channel. If you haven't been there, make sure you head on over. They have a great membership program over at the Court TV YouTube channel where you get some great little perks. Is that the right word? Perks?
Yes.
It's a great word.
No, wait. No, Red, can we just tell the people like what we're going to be doing at CrimeCon?
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yep, and we're going to get it, and we're putting together beads for the people.
We are.
Yeah, well, you know, we're going to be little gifts and things like that.
Oh
know?
yeah, there'll be.
We call them beads.
Have
we
the
call them
best
beads.
swag.
That's how we go from there.
We're going to have the best swag ever.
That's right.
Can we have a Dunk the Clown type booth where we take turns and people throw like a ball and you know, and we shout out our opinions and such that, you know, or people just hate me for the glasses and you try to dunk us.
But
that would be
I think
fun.
people are just going to be throwing things regardless at us. Whether there's a tank or no tank, we'll still be getting hit with something.
Jonesy, Al, how much are you going to charge for pictures with Al?
I'll have one of those like things the ice cream man has, with the ching, 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 and you know, and I'll be able to make change for everyone at the thing.
There will be some moments to get a rare picture with all of us, like because we're not together that often. So if you're out there and you get a picture with the 3 of us, that's a collectible.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about that is that astronauts are completely into this kind of a thing. So if you get the pictures of let's say the 3 Apollo 12 astronauts, if they're the 3rd signature, if you've got 2 signatures and that's the 3rd signature, they charge a lot more money to be the 3rd signature. So you have the complete set. Okay.
That's
so
nice.
We'll have to do something along those lines.
By the way, folks, you may have noticed my shirt. This is one of the items that you can find at our True Crime merch shop.
Hey everybody, I've got something for your body. You can wear it by yourself or with Frankie Valli. It's True Crime merch from Vinny Originale. It's True Crime merch. It's True Crime merch. It's True Crime merch from Vinny Originale. From Vinny Originale.
Don't be fooled by imitations. I'm getting ripped off left and right. There's someone who's put up Vinny Original.
Oh my God.
That's not me. I'm Vinny Originale.
Yes. And everyone who wears them gets to be much better looking.
Yes. You know something? I volunteered to be the tag checker on any of the merchandise that people may be wearing at the True Crime Convention to make sure that it's a Vinny Originale. I'll reach behind them and just gently check to see if the tag is correct.
Tag inspector.
You are just looking to be.
And if they are not wearing
sexual assault, you're just looking to be.
And if it's not official merchandise, I will take it off them immediately.
You know what? I'm thinking this, Vin. What we got to do, we're going to put oven mitts on.
Yeah, oven mitts on Jonesy.
On Jonesy. He's going to have oven mitts on. And he can't take a picture unless he's got oven mitts on.
Okay, so I think Shata is going to be there looking for no groping.
What?
No groping.
Groping is extra.
I'll stand at the end.
Well, let me ask this question. Is it all right for them to grope us?
What are you doing, Al? What are you doing?
I'm throwing that out
into
there.
something really dirty. This is literally Crime Con, and you're trying to get people to commit crimes.
Well, no, it's True Crime Con, right? So if we have crimes committed in our booth, we'll be the belle of the ball.
It's living up to the name of the show, Crime Con. I mean, he was at the horror theater, okay? So there was no crime there, but this show promotes crime.
Yes. And we'll be turning crime into a good old time.
Good old time.
Exactly.
And that's hence the question I asked. I think
All
it's
right.
a fair question.
Bice W9T,
Oh.
or is it Beach W9T? Vinny, you said you would reveal where you were on vacay. I did, but I will now as well. I was on vacation at the Jersey Shore on a place called Long Beach Island. I posted a video. The clue was one of those airplanes flying by with the advertisement for the Borgata.
Well, that flies over the entire shore.
Right. But it shows that I'm at the Jersey
I see.
Shore.
Yes.
And then you've got to get more specific. Had a great vacation.
So I want to say that's exit 72.
No, what?
63.
Long Beach Island? 63.
Yeah.
100 miles from exit 163, which is Paramus, New Jersey.
Paramus. By the way, big thank you to our mod squad.
Order in the chat. Order in the chat. Don't dare attack. We've got order in this chat. The mod squad is on the job, helping us to keep it clean. The mod squad is on the job, always so nice and never mean.
All right, big thank you to Gen X, Frankie Figs, Jennifer Sube, and Ashley Bouchard helping us out every day. Best mods in the business. Nobody's better. I dare you to name a live stream with better mods than we have, because you can't. You just can't do it. Can't be done. By the way, we're running out of time. I know we started a little late today. Everything's been super busy since I came back from vacation. I've been a little behind.
Oh,
so far behind he's in front.
Hey, what about that graphic that Chiron you just put up about people who wear glasses having
anyone who wears sunglasses 24/7 has issues and is hiding something, says James C. Alaskan Jim.
May I address that?
Yes,
I do indeed have issues, and I am hiding a lot of things, but I don't wear sunglasses 24/7. Just when I'm here with you.
You wear your sunglasses at night?
Well, I have special night sunglasses for that. And I have a condition. I wear it because I have a big bug eye, which is a side effect of Graves' disease, pal. So, we have issues here, huh? You think I got issues? Oh, baby, wait till you get to the crime con. I'll show you some issues.
Well, we are officially out of time. Big thank you to Court TV for the simulcast. By the way, folks, make sure you subscribe there and get into the membership program. It's wonderful. Do great things over there. Al, where can folks find you?
Well, tomorrow I will be in the VIP section at the Lost 80s tour on Pier 17. Okay, hanging out with the Flock of Seagulls, General Public, the Vapors, okay, China Crisis, just to name a few of the people that I'll be hanging out with.
Name 4 bands I never heard of.
I know you heard of the Flock of Seagulls. You've definitely heard of General Public. They sing tenderness. China Crisis, okay. Arizona Skies, phenomenal song. And the Vapors, I know you heard of because that song is "I'm Turning Japanese."
Oh, okay. Yep. Never knew the group. Jonesy, where can folks find the radio legend?
Oh wait, and then Monday night I'm on with Vinny. Okay, closing arguments, 8 to 9, Court TV.
You can find me wandering the north end of the boardwalk, exit 102 in Asbury Park, New Jersey, wandering aimlessly, just looking for something. I don't know what.
And if he's jiggling the cup, just drop a couple quarters in there for him. Jonesy, you'll be selling pencils.
That's a good reason to wear the glasses, right? I can carry a cup. Maybe I'll get a concession at a courthouse selling newspapers to people buying newspapers.
Pencils.
All right, and you can find me every night, including tonight, Monday through Friday, 8 to 9, closing arguments with Vinnie Politan. Tonight, the honor killing attempted murder trial. I've got one of the lawyers on for that. You're going to hear a lot more about what was going on in the family. We've got that. Plus 9 to 10, Vinnie Politan investigates. Live true crime, 2 hours every night. Only guy in the business doing it night after night, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And at this point, it's decade after decade. How about that? Crazy. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Say goodnight, Jonesy.
Good night, Jonesy.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you for all your support. We are the Tangent True Crime Podcast. We'll see all of you in court. Somebody say tangent. Tangent. Somebody say podcast. Podcast. Tangent, tangent. Podcast, podcast. This is the Tangent Podcast. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you for all your support. We are the Tangent True Crime Podcast. We'll see all of you in court. Somebody say tangent. Tangent. Somebody say podcast.